Get a couple drops of Loctite on there. Okay, that is interesting. These screws right here that go in here are too long. Now, they're only holding on this piece of plastic here. We do have an option for a serious winch because we've got a mount right here for a servo that could be a continuous rotation servo for a winch. There's nothing else there, and I didn't take off anything else that I've forgotten that was there. So there's nothing that goes between this and this. Then this screw, I'm kind of curious why they gave us such a large one. I mean, back here we're holding this cross piece, so I get that, but up in front all we're doing is holding this on. So why did they give us such a big piece? Now I've got some extra screws here. Hopefully I got something shorter I can use. It looks like I've got at least one that is shorter. Hopefully that's enough. This might still be too big. I don't have a lot of M4 hardware, but I got some. If this doesn't go, I'll probably have something else. Just right. Perfect. Okay. And there's my extra piece. So There we go, found the hole. Got it. If the weather holds, I'm going to go to an RC track / shop that has not only an indoor off-road racetrack, but it's got an outdoor crawling track or crawling course. And I will be bringing this along, and I'll probably also bring my Capra. Since I'm going to be there, I might as well run some batteries through a couple of cars, make it an afternoon, have some fun. That's my plan. Let me neaten up a little bit of this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do put my front shocks back on. Silver was in the front, red was in the rear. So we have 3 different sizes. So our top ones are longer, but I'm not sure why we have the 3 different sizes. Should only have 2, but that's okay. I'll put the longest ones up front, I guess. Or the longest ones in the rear, and the second longest runs in the front for the tops. Now I'm going to go with keeping it a little lower to start. I'll do the highest center hole, front and rear. Just a little bit of Loctite. put these in the bag. Okay, there we go. These are our rears. Keeping organized is such a benefit. I just saw something I want to deal with now before I forget about it. This one isn't getting used, so I'm going to go ahead and tie that down along with the other one. I might actually find something to do with that, like power some lights or something like that. If there's something I want to run all the time. That's the extra power lead that comes off the battery. Okay, now that I've got the shocks on, well, I'm not quite ready to put on the steering servo arm. Because I need first to know where center is on that servo. So I almost think I need like a couple spacers here. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Even though I've got the axle up a little higher, it's not as low as it can be. Neither one of these pieces have an angle to them, so that like this is as far up as it can go. Now, if you look at where the, let me see, I have to flip this around into my lap. Okay. If you look at where the steering servo is, where the arm is going to be, I've almost got to pull on it to get it down there. So what I may need to do is put a 2 or 3 millimeter spacer underneath this arm here, between the arm and the knuckle, because if I collapse the suspension all the way, I'm still not anywhere near that servo. So I can afford that space, and that will keep this arm from being at such an extreme angle. So that's one of the last things I'm going to be doing. Now it's time to do the rear axle, which is mainly just swapping a few parts, mainly the diff cover and the the outers here, throw a little extra grease in, and call that done. Oh, really need more space. What I need is a garage with an air conditioner. That will come with the next house. Okay, so pretty much everything is done except for doing the transmission mods that I was planning to do. Got all the extra weights in. Front and rear suspension. Got the front suspension done. All the aluminum or all the brass parts are in. Got the servo in, which was a big job, a big modification. Not a cheap one either. That's a very expensive servo, but it's going to work. It's going to work well for a long, long time. It's interesting the way they have the on-off button down underneath there. Thing's going to get all covered in mud. I would think they might have found a better place for it. I may try remounting it somewhere myself. But for the time being, I'm going to just go with it as is. It's interesting, some of the little details they've got thrown in here for us. These are very nice. That makes a big difference in the attack angle and the amount of center clearance. This is one heavy truck. And I didn't have to worry about springs or anything, at least nothing immediate, because the most of the weight that I've added is on the suspension side. There's pretty much nothing added to the chassis except for a few pieces of aluminum, like this piece here. Excuse me. Otherwise, everything is stock above. It's all unsprung weight, and it's all low center of gravity weight, which is what I was going for. So now I may tinker with the body a little bit. I've got some extra lights that I want to add, and this should be a lot of fun to take this out at night. I definitely will be doing some of that. There's a few things I've got, like these lights here are going to be replaced with substantially larger lights. Things of that nature. I'll probably relocate these little lights down onto the front bumper, something like that. And let me just give you a for instance, because there is plenty of room back there, or up here on the bumper, for extra lights. This is a set of lights from Injora. And aside from the stickers that you get with everything these days, they give you the Y cable. Got these little suckers, and like I said, I'm going to replace these guys with these. They should be much brighter. And let me see if I can show you how bright they are. So that should give you an idea how bright these little suckers are. And I've got two pairs of these, and I've got a light bar for the top, so that should make for a lot of light at night. This will be a lot of fun to run around in the dark. Might even take these little lights and mount them up underneath, under the bumper, to illuminate the ground immediately in front of the front tires. We'll see. I'll experiment just like I always do. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this series so far. Looks like the weather's going to be good tomorrow, so I should be following this video with a video with some footage of me out there crawling around with it. Well, thanks for watching. Please click like and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate the help.